What's up, YouTube? So today's topic, I'm just gonna talk about the struggles of experiencing like a bad breakup or if you've broken up with someone, but for some reason you can't get over this person, such as like a twin flame connection or like a very spiritual connection, or if you're experiencing like a soulmate like connection, right? And also, I'm also going to talk about like the struggles of if you just for some reason you're just not around like like-minded people, or like you just feel very disconnected from people and or very isolated from people, like you don't resonate with people, right? So let me get started. So this video might be all over the place, but just hear me out. So if you're wandering through life and if you feel like you just don't feel connected to people, you just don't feel like you resonate with people, then it's all right. Just know that you're not alone, because what I struggle with that like I just like, don't get me wrong, I like people. People are cool, but it's just that like with me throughout my life, like I've had a lot of hidden enemies, pretty much. Like just I never got along with my family members. Like I've experienced a lot of my family members turning on me or like going against me, and because like a lot of family members, like they will like physically fight me, they'll verbally fight me, just all this shit. I had family members. I'm not saying some of them, I'm talking about all of them. Like they'll betray me, or like they'll turn their backs on me. Even had siblings that'll lie to me, or like they'll lie on my name. I had my mother, she would put smear campaigns against me, and siblings too. So I definitely know what it's like to be around, just to feel very isolated. Like I don't know why God puts me through these types of situations, but it's bullshit. But it is bullshit. But like not only with family members, but I've dealt with uh just friends too. Like friends, or like the people I come across with. Don't get me wrong, the people I come across with that I form connections with, they're cool. But like at times I have to keep my distance from them, or like I don't want to be around them too much, because they're just like, at times I have to set boundaries with myself, or either that, or like I just don't agree with how they interact with people, or like how they like disrespect other people, or just how they treat other people, you know. And I'm not with that. Me, like I consider myself very sensitive. So like when people are talking down on you, when people are like joking you, even like if people are just joking or they're not serious, but like they say it in a very harmful, just negative way. Like me, I'm not with that, and like so I tend to. Well, I have no choice to be around people, but I'll tend to distance myself from people, or I'll try not to be around them as much. And not only that, but like my history with people, I'm always around people who are very like they're just energy vampires. Like they always drain me. They always want something out of me, or like they'll put they'll place burdens into me. They'll place their own burdens onto me. Like they want me to do this, they want me to do that for them. Like they want to use me in a way. And this is what happens. Like usually when you're very nice, since we live in a very selfish, evil world. That's not even, yeah, the world too, but like a lot of people, they're very selfish and evil and just fucking stupid, right? So if they see that you're nice, or that you're innocent, or if you seem very cool, laid back, and chill, they find that as a weakness. Either that, or just how you come across. Like let's just say you're just type of person like me. Like I'm a very chill person. I'm a very down to earth person. I like being nice to people. I like treating people with respect, and of course, I expect the same in return, right? But unfortunately, people that I come across with, they'll look at that as a weakness, or they'll look at that as you being naive, or like not, or not having that self awareness to the point where like people feel like they could do whatever they want with you. Either they could talk however they want with you, they could joke around with you, or like or like they're very jealous of you, so like they'll do certain shit to harm you. They'll make fun of you, they'll bully you, just all this crazy shit, man. Like I've experienced all that from people, man. It's crazy. Like there are times where like I've experienced, I had to put people like I had to put people on their place. I had to put people in check. Like I had to defend myself from people. I feel like I don't do it enough, but I need to. Like, it's annoying where like I'm in a position where if I meet people, I have to set certain boundaries with people, and it gets annoying where like I have to act and be defensive towards a lot of people I come across with because I'm telling you, like I can see like me, I'm the type of person where like I'll play and I'll play dumb and I'll act dumb just to see how they react. No, but not only that, but the reason why like how I'm talking now on YouTube, I don't talk like that towards other people in real life. Not only that, because I just don't do that. For some reason, I just don't feel safe doing that. I don't talk about spirituality. I don't talk about how I view life. I don't. I'm not as authoritative like that. Um, for some reason, I really don't know, but I just don't feel safe doing it. But so usually I'll just dumb myself down from people out at their vibrational level. So I'll lower mine to reach their vibrational level, and like I'll just act a certain way to fit in with them and shit. And like I could see their toxic ways. I could see how they use not only me, but they use other people, how they disrespect other people. I'll just observe, and I'm just like, nah, I'm not with that. You know, like I feel very uncomfortable with people. Like I'm always around people, but like it gets annoying. Where like no matter what, like you always have to act a certain way towards people, or you just feel like people like they're just dumb. Like it seems like God always puts me around people that are not like-minded like me. For some reason, God always puts me around very narcissistic, shitty people. And I'll ask God, I was the creator. I'll ask the universe, like, yo, like, why you keep putting me around disrespectful family members? Why you keep putting me around disrespectful people? You know, just coworkers, colleagues, just everyone around me. They're just very fucking stupid and they're just weird. You know what I'm saying? They're energy vampires, and they always drain me and shit. This is why, like, at times I prefer to be alone, or I'd rather be alone. Don't get me wrong, I'm still a human. So, like, whenever I set myself from people or I distance myself from people because people are just fucking dumb, I do crave that connection, that human connection with people, but I still get disappointed, you know? Um, People are just, they're just energy vampires, and I've noticed this. And that's another way to, if you want to attract a lot of people who are with you, who are on your side, people are they're only concerned about their needs. So like try to concern about their needs, and you're gonna attract a lot of people like that. You know that can be dangerous too because people they're gonna place unnecessary burdens onto you. And trust me, you do not want that. Me, I'm still struggling with that. I still have people that place burdens onto me. I'm the type of person that I consider myself as a people pleaser. So it's like I have a tough time with saying no to people. You know, I hate that. But it's just a trauma response. It's due to my upbringing because I grew up in a family where like they would invalidate how I'm feeling or my emotions, and like they're very violent. Like they'll like they'll do a lot of physical and verbal fights. It's a very violent household, and I think that's where I developed my people pleasing tendencies with other people. Right? Sucks. Um, but not only that, but like for some reason I attract a lot of just weird people, man. They're very like it's just their vibe. There's just something off about them. You know? So I gotta distance myself from these people, man. And I notice it doesn't happen with me, but it happens with other people. And I feel like it's like a pattern, or like it seems like God is putting me and certain people into these types of situations where like me and other people we're always around these very shitty people, or like around very negative people and shit, right? And me and other people we have to distance ourselves from these types of people. So I'm not sure if it's like something spiritual going on or something that involves our life purposes. It could be spiritual warfare, but it just I've noticed it's a pattern because people do talk about this shit I'm talking about also on YouTube, you know, and vice versa. I'm talking about what they're talking about, you know. It's crazy. I've heard there's a possibility that me and other people who experience the same shit, or you and other people are experiencing similar shit, similar life experiences, and more than likely, you guys are going through similar soul missions and shit. And this is what I learned from someone. This is where you get your soul tribe. This is where you get your soulmates, because each individual have their own set of soul tribe, or like friends, their soulmate like connections, and y'all go through similar life experiences and shit. where y'all go through the same bullshit with people or other things life that throws at you, you know. And that's what I learned from someone. Um, she did tell me that from a spiritual perspective, if that makes sense. But where was I? But yeah, it's just it gets annoying, man. Like when you're constantly around people who you just don't feel connected to, or like you have to defend yourself with these people, or you have to act a certain way with these types of people. You know, it's just like, damn, why can't I just act like myself? Like there are times where like I'll avoid people, but then they tell me to hang out with them. I'm like, fuck. So I'll hang out with them. I'll give them the benefit of the doubt, and like they'll do something that's very hurtful. Like I'm so used to being around people, and they'll disappoint me. I'm always disappointed. Like human beings, people they always disappoint me, and I don't mean this in an egotistical way where I'm trying to sound superior, because no one's perfect. I'm not perfect, but goddamn, like at least I tried to be a decent or good human being, right? But it seems like with these other people, they're just something off about them. They're just out of whack, you know. I'm not sure if it's the energy we're in, this timeline we're in. Like I'm not sure if it's something spiritual that's going on or spiritual warfare, but I do be experiencing some shit like this, you know. It's annoying. Um, This is how people are, man. People like what I notice about people. So they'll do things and they'll make decisions which will fuck their life up, right? And then when they meet someone like me or someone who's a very giving and nice person, they'll try to put their burdens onto these types of people like me or other people who are very giving, who are very nice, or very high vibrational, right? Or very spiritual. They'll place these types of people, or just innocent. They'll place these types of people. They'll give them their burdens, either that or like they'll talk down to them. They'll disrespect them, or like they'll keep them confused. They'll gaslight them, and like it's just all jealousy. It's all energy vampires. It's spiritual warfare, pretty much. It's bullshit. I've experienced this a lot, and I know other people as well. They experience the same shit. That's another thing that sucks about trauma too. Like when you're around like a dysfunctional family, then you're gonna create traumas such as people pleasing behavior, like how I'm experiencing, and then now I have a tough time with saying no to people, and then like I'll end up doing things I regret doing. Like I'll end up doing like people's like I'll be in the mix, or I'll be in the middle of people's lifestyles. Like don't like how do I explain this? For example, so I have a guy, right? He wants me to babysit his fucking daughter, right? And deep down, I really don't want to fucking do it. I want to say no, but then if I say no, or right, because I dead ass don't feel like doing it. But like, I feel bad if I'll say no because But then I feel bad saying no, but so then instead I'll say yes. Then I'll regret doing it. So now I'm wasting my weekend. I'm wasting my whole entire day. And I'm just like, fuck. Wow, like I could just easily say no, it's hard for me to say no without like whenever I say no, I feel like I'm hurting people. Like for some reason, I had this deep fear of like hurting people or like it's not that too. It's rejection. Like I guess I have a huge fear of rejection. So like when I say no, I feel like I'll let people down, or I feel like I'll be rejected, or like I feel like people won't love me or like me, and that all that has to do with trauma. It deals with your upbringing, or at least it deals with my upbringing. Like I said before, I was raised with family members who were very like they would invalidate my emotions. They would disrespect me whenever I'll defend myself or whenever I'll voice my opinion. They'll shut me off. They'll try to keep me quiet either through verbally or physically, or they'll just ignore me. I have experienced even in my adulthood while I was living with my family members, where like I had other family members who would disrespect me, and when I tell my mom or when I tell my other siblings, they'll just dismiss my feelings and they'll just think that I'm lying or like I'm not telling the truth or like I'm just being immature. That's their mindset. These are the types of people God put me around. God put me around these types of family members. God wanted me to be born around these family members. I'm not sure if it's my past life karma or I signed up for this or someone else signed me up for this, but it's bullshit. I'll go through a lot of bullshit experiences with people and I'm just like, damn, did God put me through this? Did I sign up for this? Because I look at shit from a spiritual perspective. I don't get how people they'll go through a lot of shit, right? And like they don't think deep, like, did this happen for a reason? Why did it happen? Like, there has to be something spiritual behind it. That's my mindset. Like, if like for example, like if I experience a lot of abuse or fights from people, right? Yes, I'll defend myself and I'll fight back, and I'll call the police or I'll call security, right? Or I'll put these people in their place, right? Well, after I'm done, I'm like, damn, and I keep attracting these people nonstop. I'll think to myself, man, did God put me around these people, or like, is there like a spiritual reason or a spiritual lesson on why I'm experiencing this, on why I'm experiencing that, on why I'm feeling all these types of pains? Is there a spiritual reason? Does God want me to learn something? Is there something my higher self is trying to teach me? Did I sign up for all this? Did God put me through this for a specific reason? You know what I'm saying? That's my mindset. But yeah, but just know that if if you feel different from people, just know that you're not going crazy. You're not alone, and no, it's not you. You're not the problem. Well, of course, with everyone, we all got things we need to work on. We all got things we need to heal from, right? And there's nothing wrong with that. But what I'm saying is like, um, just don't feel don't feel like you're a burden towards people because you're not. You're just around the wrong types of people. You know. Don't be afraid to ask for help because people are there to help you. You do have people who do care about you, but just know that you're not alone. If you're feeling like you just don't resonate with people, or like you have to act a certain way to fit in with people. You know what I'm saying? Like it could be anything. It could be what people do in their day to day life. Like let's say for example, you like to keep it to yourself. You like to read books. You like to watch videos. You like to do your own thing, right? While other people they like to drink, smoke, and like it just get into trouble like that or like do drugs. And let's say you're not into that, right? But you're always around people who do shit like that, right? And it's just like at that point, you just gotta be your own best friend. I recommend try to do a lot of healing work, like try to cry it out, try to release your anger by working out or like screaming with a pillow on your face so like no one can hear you. Punching a pillow, or getting closer to God, or even just going out on walks and cussing out God, cussing out the Creator. That's what I usually do. So like when I'm around a lot of shitty family members, or if I'm around a lot of disrespectful people, or people who just they don't seem to understand me, because I'm not that hard to understand. I'm very easy to understand. I can understand other people, if they don't understand me. So like, what I'll do is that like to release all that pent up emotions, I'll walk in the mountains. I'll walk in the park where there's no one around, and then I'll cuss out God. I'll cuss out the Creator. I'll cuss out the universe. So like I'll yell, I'll scream, I'll say a lot of profanity, a lot of curse words, and I'll kind of argue with God, or I'll yell and scream at God, at the universe, tell them why the fuck you put me through this experiences, man. Fuck you, man. This some bullshit. It's not fair. Why am I going through this? Why am I always experiencing this? It's not right. Like it's not fair, man. Like why would you put me through this? Those are the type of things I'll be saying. So I guess these are the things I recommend. Only if like if you feel kind of hopeless. Obviously, if you want, you don't have to. Like a therapist will work, I guess. But I've heard therapists sometimes they're not good. So it just depends on the person. Um, but there has to be if like try to find there has to be some people that you actually feel close, safe, and connected with. If you can't, if for some reason you have no one in your life that's like that, then go to YouTube, go to online with people that are like-minded like you. Even me, if you have to, you could try to interact with them. You could try to talk to them. You could try to do videos with them, or like just again interact with them. Have a closer connection with God. Have a closer connection with yourself. Try to purge out your emotions. Try to work out. Try to enjoy your hobbies. Try to turn your pain into greatness, such as making YouTube videos. Learning about the things you're interested in, and yeah, that's how you gotta look at it. Try to look for inspiration videos as well because you're not alone. Because people they experience similar stuff, and you'll be surprised. You just gotta do your research, and your experiences do matter. Don't ever think that you don't matter because Just the fact that you're feeling all these types of pain, this frustration, like it feels lonely, that in itself means that like you are important and it is bothering you, and it's clear that you have a very important soul mission in life. Just the fact that you're experiencing these emotions and you're experiencing these feelings, right? That's how you got to look at it. Um, in my next topic, I'm also going to talk about um, the struggles of experiencing a twin flame connection. It's if you're not familiar with the twin flame connection, it's basically it's a spiritual connection. It's all over the spiritual community. I know it's a label, but another definition for a twin flame connection, it's just a soulmate connection. It's just a very deep romantic spiritual connection. A very the closest connection you have romantically. You know, I'm gonna talk about that. And if it seems like you don't resonate with it, it's just you could use it in my situation as your closest ex partner, your closest ex partner, your closest ex romantic partner. You know, it doesn't have to be a twin flame. I'm just using that label because I know what I've experienced, and I know the type of and I've confirmed that what I've experienced was true. You know, but anyways, so I think the struggles of like going through like a bad breakup with the person you had a deep connection with, or multiple breakups, or just the separations from like people you love in general. It could be romantically, family, friends, even anything. Um, it is extremely hard, you know, because of me, because I had to cut off I cut off all my family members. Well, 99%. The only family member I'm cool with is my grandma. That's it. But the rest, I had to cut off all my family members. I had to block all of them because they're just disrespectful. They've done too much. And I'm not with that. I had to cut off a lot of. I guess I want to say I cut off friends, but like I'll distance myself from a lot of friends because I don't feel connected to them like that. So I'll just get away from them because if you're not feeling connected with people or like with your friends, then what's the point of like trying to be around them if you don't feel that deep connection, especially if they do things different than you. You know what I'm saying? So and all my life I've been single. I've dated romantic partners, but I've been single all my life. I've never been in an actual relationship before, so I know what it's like to feel extremely lonely. I know what it's like to be what's it called? Touch starved. Touch starved means that like you never had that physical intimacy, that physical affection with a romantic partner. It's called a touch starved. So I know what it's like. I've experienced that a lot. I hadn't had like I hadn't had a hug from like a loved one in like fucking like years, months, and it's been ongoing in my life. And I think I've heard that it's scientifically proven that like if you're not experiencing human touch or you could be like a hug, and you or even if you're alone from a lot of people, you're it's scientifically proven that like you'll feel a lot of pain from heartbreak. Like it's scientifically proven that like it actually does damage the human body. I think someone actually died from heartbreak. Like heartbreak can really kill you because your heart hurts so much. It can really damage your heart and it could kill you. I've heard shit about like that, which is facts, you know. So it's crazy. So I know what it's like to experience all these things. I know what it's like to experience loss from breakups, loved ones. I don't want to say loved ones, but just from breakups in general. But it did feel like a loss. I know what it's like to be isolated. So I don't have the answers, but my advice or like well, I'm gonna speak on the advice later. Right now, I'm just gonna talk about my experiences, I guess, and how I feel about them. Um, well, of course, it fucking sucks. No, like I'm not gonna front it. Like it fucking sucks, and it does get frustrating because I'll ask God or the Creator, like, "Yo, God, why is it so easy for God to place people who aren't a good fit for my life, but yet God won't put me around people who are actually a good fit for me and who are actually vibe well with me and who is at my vibrational energetic level, you know? God will eat God for some reason, God loves to put me around people who are not a good fit for me, who are very disrespectful towards me. But yeah, God doesn't put around people who have very good morals and the same morals and beliefs as me around my life. God will hide them from me. It's crazy. But there are times where I feel very frustrated. I feel very angry. Um, and I feel very confused too. I'm like, damn, like no matter how many times I try, no matter where I go, I'm not around people I feel connected to, or I'm always around people who like I'm either around bad leadership, I'm around people just don't give a fuck. I'm around people who do not explain themselves. I'm around people who are very like just nasty with their words. I'm always around very harsh people, very negative, harsh people. And I'm like, damn, why would God put me through this? Um, what else? What else? And I'm not trying to sound dramatic either. I'm not saying that happens to me 100%. There are people I feel connected to. There are people I'm cool with. I'm just talking about from the most part. And I'm okay. I'm fine with that. I'm just being kind of dramatic, but I'm just saying. I'm not saying with everyone. Like there are people I'm cool with. There are people I feel connected to. I'm just saying from the most part. It sucks. It fucking sucks. Like it does get frustrating. Like there are times where like I'd be like, damn God, like seriously, like you're still gonna put me around shitty people. Like this shit always happens. Always and I always give people the benefit of the doubt, but they always disappoint me. So I'm like, fuck. Um. So how that benefited me though? It's me. I'm naturally like I naturally like my alone time. Like I don't care if I have this amount of friends. It'll be nice if I have friends, especially that are like minded. But at this point, I really don't care. I feel like because I'm so used to being around shitty, disrespectful, toxic people. I'm so used to experiencing that now. Now that whenever I'm alone or I'm isolated from them, I feel very content. I feel very happy, and I feel very peaceful. So this is why I don't mind being alone like that. Like not only that, but like even before like that, even before I came across toxic people, I like being alone. Like I like doing my own thing. Like I like working out. I like doing my hobbies. I like reading books. I love working out. I love playing basketball. I love doing all this shit on my own. I love doing all this shit by myself. Um, I feel the most creative whenever I'm by myself. You know, I like being by myself. Like, but not even that. Not in a weird way, but in a way where like I like to keep it to myself. But if I meet someone I feel very connected to, whether it be like a friend or like a romantic partner, then I'll be so open to it and I'll be excited. I'm that type of person, you know. I'm not that type of person where I'll seek for validation, but I feel like we all seek for validations, even me, because naturally, especially if you're not around people you feel connected to, or if God is not putting you around people you feel connected to, yeah, of course you're gonna seek validation. Of course you're gonna put yourself out there. Of course you can do whatever it takes to find people who you feel connected to, or to feel or to feel that you belong, because it's natural. Because I think it's scientifically proven that human beings we're social animals, or like we're social creatures. So we need that physical human touch. And we need that human interaction. So that's why I'll, I'll, I'll tell myself, or like I'll ask myself, like, damn, like, why is God putting me through this shit? Why is God putting me through these situations? Because as human beings, it's important for us to be around like-minded people. It's important for us to be people who we feel that deep connection with. But for some reason, God doesn't put me around these types of people. I feel like I'm not sure if other people experience that. Yeah, I feel like people also experience the same shit as well, because I'll see people who make YouTube videos who also complain about most people. So not only I'm experiencing this, but I feel like other people as well. They also experience of not being around like-minded people. But how I look at it is like I'll blame God, I'll blame the universe a lot. Give me 1 second. My voice is kind of dry. I'm gonna drink some water real quick. So yeah, that does get annoying. But what help? Well, the reason why I've experienced that, I'm not the reason, but like what helped benefited me was the fact that I feel like I developed, I became more independent. I became more stronger emotionally. I feel like I could take on more bullshit and pain than the average person. I feel like again, it's made me a stronger person. It made me closer to God, I guess. Even though I hate God, I feel like God is responsible for all the bullshit I had to experience, and I have good facts and reasons on why I've experienced all this shit. Like I could decode it, but I can't deny that I still have a close connection with the Creator. It forced me to also like think a lot, like a lot of deep thinking, not overthinking, but deep thinking about life. A lot of self reflection, a lot of soul searching. I feel like I'm learning more about myself, what I like and don't like. I feel like it taught me how to like know what I want out of life, especially with people, the types of people I don't want to be around with, and the types of people I do want to be around with, especially the type of qualities they have that I do like and the qualities I don't like. Type of things to look out for, such as red flags, how to spot energy vampires, how to set boundaries, how to stop people pleasing. So these are the things that when I was isolated from people, and I still am experiencing this, or it's not being around like-minded people, just feeling very different from people. These are the type of things that help benefited me. It made me a very stronger person, a more wiser person, and it made me more of like a more self-assured person who I know what I want. Not I'm not saying I know exactly what I want, but I'm very close. Or like I'm not saying I'm perfect, but some things I know what I want out of life, and I feel like that's one of the benefits if you feel isolated from people and that you got to force yourself to be away from people. So that's one of the good things about it. And again, you can become your own best friend, and you'll be closer to God, and like you on YouTube, you'll find people that are actually experiencing the same thing you're experiencing. It's gonna make you a stronger person, and it's gonna make you value deeper. It's gonna make you crave more deeper connections. And that's one of the things to look forward to. But damn, this video is all over the place. But I'm gonna talk about breakups. I was supposed to talk about that earlier. But yeah, breakups suck because like when you're with someone romantically that you feel very close connection with, and like you just feel very vulnerable. You feel like you share your life experiences with that person. You two are very intimate, and like you two have very good times with each other, and you just feel very close to that person. You feel like this person's home. You feel like this person is your family in a way. Or you want to build a family with them, with that romantic partner, right? And then for you two to like split and break up just like that, very quick, it's very heartbreaking. It's sad. And on top of that, after the heartbreak, you can't turn to other people because now a lot of people you don't even feel connected to these people. A lot of these people are fucking dumb, you know? They all do the same shit that you're not into. So when you go through a breakup, who are you supposed to turn to? Who are you supposed to talk to? And those are the type of things that I had to experience. I don't even feel connected to my family members. So like when I was going through tough breakups, I didn't know who to talk to. It was devastating. I almost isolated myself from everyone. It was just bad. To be honest, I don't know how I got through it. I just kept working out. I kept watching a lot of YouTube videos. I did a lot of soul searching, and I tried going to school, college. That's when I was putting myself out there. So like I was doing track, and I was working a full time job. I mean, I was working two jobs, and I was doing track and field in college, and I was a full time student. So I guess that helped me. Um, I met some cool people, but overall, it kind of sucks how like when you go through a bad breakup in life, and then it's hard for you to move on, especially if you're not around like-minded people. To this day, the person I broke up with, I still feel that heaviness in my heart. I'm not sure if I'm feeling her energy or I'm feeling other people's energy, but I feel a lot of heaviness in my heart. I feel a lot of like sad energy, very heavy feelings around my chest and heart area. I've been feeling this ever since I met my mom, my ex, pretty much. That was back in 2016. We weren't in a relationship. We only like first we were friends. We were hanging out. No, yeah, we were friends. Very attractive. Me and her, we were in the same college classes. We would interact a lot. We would text each other a lot, like through the phone. And then we eventually dated. And then when me and her when we dated, um, it was a very amazing experience. We both had a very fun time. We had a very good time. It was an amazing experience. We both definitely had a great time. I felt very connected to her. She felt very connected to me. Um, we were very close, and for us, and then after that, we broke up over phone due to misunderstandings, due to fear and insecurity on my part, and then we just eventually broke up. And it wasn't like a peaceful breakup. It was a very violent, devastating breakup, where like where I said some things I regret towards her, and eventually it just went downhill from there. And yeah, and still to this day, I've been grieving, I've been crying over her, but like it's annoying because it's been such a long process, because she's the only person I feel very connected to. So it was hard for me to get over her. Um, there are times where like, well, where I couldn't get her off my mind. Like there are times where like I'll work two jobs. I would do track and field, full time college student, and there are times where like I still couldn't focus right because I couldn't get her off my mind. I was still trying to grieve. I was still trying to cry over that breakup. And that was like a year later too. It was horrible, man. And that's called a twin flame connection. But again, what I experienced, it could be different from your experience. Just take it how it resonates. It doesn't have to be a twin flame. It could be just a soulmate or like a romantic partner. Or just not even that, but just I'm just using spiritual terms. I'm using new age spiritual terminology. You don't gotta follow it. I know it's kind of corny, but yeah, that did really affect me. I will go more into detail in my next video about that situation because it was very painful. Um, there are times where like I had to walk out of class, and I had to walk, I had to walk out in the middle of class because I was crying over her. And then, but yeah, so I was in class, right? Then like in the middle of the class, I couldn't get her, I couldn't get her off my mind, so I just couldn't take it. So like I left in the middle of my college class. I went to the bathroom and I just started bawling my eyes out. I started crying. I started grieving. Like I was very sad. I was very devastated. And that was like a year after me and her broke up. It was horrible. It was I was devastated. I felt like when me and her split up, I felt like it wasn't supposed to happen. I feel like it just wasn't supposed to happen. I feel like God made a mistake. But everything happens for a reason. I feel like life happens for a reason. But still to this day, well, I'm good now. Like I feel like I'm getting over her. It's a very slow process. Like it's been about 6 years. So, but that's how deep these twin flame or soulmate like spiritual connections go. Like because you experience that soul tie. This is why I always feel her feelings. This is why I always feel her emotions because I can feel her. It's a soul tie. The reason why it's a soul tie because there's lessons you two need to learn, and if you two aren't learning it, then that's how the soul tie sticks. Either that or you could be learning all the lessons, which I feel like I'm learning all the lessons, and the other person could be slacking off, and therefore she's caused or that other person is causing you and the other person to have that soul tie because the other person is refusing to learn the lessons. And but if you're learning the lessons, that soul tie is still gonna stick because of that other fucking person. And that's how these soulmate connections work. It's bullshit. I had to experience that with not only with her but with other people as well. It's very fucked up. Like my nervous system was fucked up because of that. These spiritual ass connections, man. It's fucking crazy. Like when you're experiencing soul ties, like you'll experience rapid heartbeats. You'll experience like one you can't get this person off your mind. You'll experience rapid heartbeats. You feel very overwhelmed, and you'll get a lot of headaches as well. Like it's like you can't get this person off your mind. It's like it feels like someone is putting a spell on you. It feels like someone's placing a spell on you. You know, I've experienced a lot of weird shit in my life, man. Bullshit, man. But there's a lot of stupid shit, man. Just weird, petty, confusing shit where I can't explain this shit to people. Um, yeah, but so it's been 6 years since I hadn't gone over her or since we broke up. But like, I feel like I am getting over her because obviously I'm trying new things in life. You know, I'm pursuing new passions. I'm starting new passions. I'm learning a lot. I'm learning new people. I'm trying to meet and date around new people if I can. Um, but yeah, I still feel this heaviness around my heart. I'm not sure if I'm feeling her energy, but there are times where I'll think about her. And I'm not saying it's all her fault. I'm not saying the reason why I can't get over her is because it's her fault. It's my fault too, because I still have that codependency attachment towards her, you know? And I'm not trying to give myself a pass, but the reason why it's hard for me to get over her and other romantic connections like that is because of my upbringing. It's because I was raised by a very dysfunctional, shitty family, and God wouldn't put me around like-minded people either. So of course I'm gonna have attachment issues. Of course I'm gonna feel abandoned. Of course I'm gonna have that codependency because God is not giving me the people that are actually good for me. You know, if I'm around people who are good for me, yeah, it'll be easy for me to move on. But God doesn't do that. For some reason, it's like God is trying to challenge me in some way. And I don't mean that in an egotistical way because I feel like God challenges everybody, you know, just different ways and shit. And that's probably my lesson, or not a lesson, but that's part of my spiritual obstacle, where God doesn't want me to be around like-minded people. Instead, God wants me to go through a lot of bullshit on my own, which is fucked up, you know. And it's very unhealthy too. But I could be wrong, but it seems like it, you know. I mean, there's facts. I mean, because clearly the people I'm with in person, they're not cutting it, you know. And you know, especially my family members too. They're just assholes. I did cut all them off. So I'm not sure if God could see that. I'm not sure if God knows about that. God probably does know about it, but God probably doesn't give a shit. I'm just joking, but I'm out. I'll make another videos about these topics. I'm just tired, and since time is speeding up, time is always speeding the fuck up. So like now these days, we don't have time to do shit anymore because time is always speeding up. So I gotta cut it short, unfortunately. But I will get more into detail about my life experiences and shit, and hopefully, if I can help other people or if other people can relate, then that's even better, you know. So I'm out. Like, comment, subscribe, and whenever you're watching this, I hope you have a good day today and have a good night. And I'm out. Have a good one. Peace.